Hello, my name is Krysta Gibson, and welcome to Living the Tarot in Your Daily Life. I have been studying the Tarot now for 25 years. I've been on my spiritual journey much longer than that. And what I'd like to do with you today is just go through what's called the Major Arcana of the Tarot. Now, many of you listening to this or watching this may already be familiar with the Tarot, and some of you aren't. So I'm just going to give you a tiny little synopsis of what the Tarot is. The Tarot is a deck of 78 cards that is broken into two sections. One is called the Major Arcana, and the other is called the Minor Arcana. The Major Arcana consists of 22 cards, and they're basically the archetypes that all of us have within ourselves. The other cards speak to the different areas within the Major Arcana within ourselves. The Major Arcana can be used for tremendous spiritual gain. Now, a lot of people use the Tarot as an oracle or as a fortune-telling deck. I don't really approach it that way. The Tarot is very much a book of spiritual knowledge. Now, the history of Tarot is kind of convoluted, and nobody's totally sure where it came from, because some people say Italy, some people say Egypt. What we do know, though, is that the reason the Tarot was invented in the first place was to hide spiritual knowledge, because people at the time weren't able to speak openly about their the spiritual information that they had. So they came up with a deck of cards, and actually in the beginning it looked a lot like a regular playing deck of cards. And over the years it's changed and evolved, and there's many different decks out there. If you do know the Tarot, what I'd like to say to you is, as I go through the different Major Arcana cards, you're probably going to be saying, well, it means this and it means that. And whatever you say is absolutely true. The Major Arcana cards have many, many layers of meaning. They have multiple meanings in different situations and for different people. So I'm just going to say to you that what I'm talking about here today is just one way that we can look at the card. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start at the beginning, which is always a good place to start. And I'm going to talk about each card just for a few moments, just to give you an idea of how you can use the energy of that card in your daily life to help you lead a happier, more fulfilling life. The first card we're going to start with is called the Fool. Now, if you look at this figure, you'll see that it is an androgynous figure, neither male nor female. And the Fool is walking along. He or she has their knapsack and has all their worldly goods in that little knapsack, carrying a beautiful rose, and has their little dog walking along beside them. And if you look at the card, it looks very much like somebody who's just taking off on a journey, very happily, not noticing they're about to step off of a cliff. Well, the Fool energy, the energy of this card, is all about beginnings, and it's all about us starting whatever it is that we're starting. You know, there's the Fool energy at the start of your day. Every day is a brand new beginning. There's the Fool energy at the beginning of a relationship, the beginning of a new job, beginning of a journey, of a trip. So the way that you can use the energy of this card is to call on the Fool whenever you're beginning something. And I always like to tell people, you know, the other thing is that during the day, if you're having a really rotten day, which I'm sure you never do, but if you were to have a rotten day, at any time you can turn around and you can change that by calling on the energy of the Fool and just saying, you know what, been there, done that, don't like the way this day is going, and I'm starting over right now. And I call on that energy of the Fool, because that energy is within you, and you can call on that energy, which helps you turn your ship around and start going in a different direction that particular day.